Our first story takes place at a carnival that visits a small town every summer. Everyone looks forward to the rides and games, but none is more iconic than the towering Ferris wheel. However, locals know to avoid it after dark. Legend has it that the Ferris wheel is haunted by the spirit of a young girl who tragically fell to her death decades ago. One summer evening, a group of teenagers decided to ride the Ferris wheel as the carnival was closing. They had heard the stories, but didn't believe them. As the wheel turned, they noticed a little girl in an old-fashioned dress sitting in one of the gondolas, alone and crying. When they tried to approach her, she disappeared. Suddenly, the Ferris wheel began to spin faster and faster. The teenagers screamed for help, but the ride operator had already left. It was as if the wheel was controlled by an unseen force. They were trapped. Finally, the Ferris wheel stopped, and the teens stumbled out, shaken and terrified. They swore they would never return. The next day, the carnival was gone, leaving behind only the haunting memory of the ghostly girl and the cursed Ferris wheel. To this day, the story of the haunted Ferris wheel is a chilling reminder to respect the spirits of the past. Our second story involves a popular funhouse attraction. The funhouse was filled with mirrors, mazes, and clowns that both entertained and terrified the guests. But one year, a new clown appeared, one that was not part of the act. Visitors reported seeing a creepy clown with lifeless eyes that seemed too real. Children came out crying, and adults felt an overwhelming sense of dread. The carnival staff dismissed these claims, thinking it was part of the funhouse's appeal. One evening, a young boy went missing inside the funhouse. His frantic parents searched everywhere but found no trace of him. It wasn't until the carnival moved on that the boy's body was discovered in a hidden room, dressed in a clown costume. Authorities investigated but found no clues as to how he got there or who was responsible. The funhouse was shut down, and the carnival moved on. But the legend of the murderous clown remains. Some say the clown still haunts the abandoned funhouse, waiting for his next victim. Our third story is about a mysterious carnival that appears overnight and vanishes without a trace. Locals in a small town were thrilled when a carnival set up in an empty field. The rides, games, and food stalls were unlike anything they had seen before. However, those who attended noticed something off. The workers were unusually pale and silent, and there was a pervasive sense of unease. Despite this, the townspeople enjoyed the attractions, with one ride being particularly popular, the ghost train. One night, a group of friends decided to ride the ghost train. As they went through the dark tunnels, they heard whispers and saw ghostly apparitions that felt all too real. When the ride ended, one of the friends was missing. Panicked, the friends searched the carnival but couldn't find him. The next morning, the entire carnival had vanished, leaving behind an empty field and no signs that it had ever been there. The missing friend was never found. The townspeople now believe the carnival was a portal to another dimension, taking souls as payment for the night of entertainment. Our fourth story takes place at a carnival that boasted a beautiful, antique carousel. The carousel was a favorite among children, with its intricately painted horses and whimsical music. But there was a dark history behind its charm. Years ago, the carousel was part of a different carnival where a tragic accident occurred. A young girl was killed when she fell from one of the horses. Since then, it was said her spirit haunted the ride, seeking revenge. One night, a young couple decided to take a ride after hours. As the carousel started, They felt a chill in the air, and the horses' eyes seemed to follow them. Suddenly, the carousel began to spin uncontrollably, the music warping into a demonic tune. The couple tried to jump off, but found themselves stuck. They heard a child's laughter and felt cold hands pushing them back. The ride finally stopped, and they escaped, terrified and shaken. The next day, the carousel was dismantled, but the haunted horses were never found. The legend of the possessed carousel continues to haunt those who hear the tale. It serves as a reminder of the vengeful spirit that still rides its painted horses. Our final story is about the Tunnel of Terror, a dark ride that promised thrills and chills. Couples and families enjoyed the spooky ride, unaware of the real danger that lurked inside. One evening, a couple entered the tunnel, expecting a fun scare. As their cart moved through the darkness, they noticed the animatronics seemed too lifelike, their movements unsettlingly realistic. The couple felt a growing sense of dread. Midway through the ride, the cart stopped, and they were plunged into complete darkness. They heard footsteps and whispered voices around them. Suddenly, they saw a figure approach, a man with hollow eyes and a twisted smile. The couple screamed as the figure reached out, but the cart jolted forward, escaping the figure's grasp. They emerged from the tunnel, shaken and terrified. They reported the incident, but the ride operators found no one inside. Later, they discovered that a former worker had died in the Tunnel of Terror years ago. His ghost was said to haunt the ride, scaring visitors and seeking revenge for his untimely death. The Tunnel of Terror remains a popular attraction, but those who know the story avoid it, fearing an encounter with the vengeful spirit. Underscore, 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 underscore. These true carnival horror stories remind us that